Sadly, in the DMV, nobody wants to lose. That he has a huge black eye. So we know who won the fight. Andrew Washington probably got the best of him in the argument and in the physical fight. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Before we jump right into this video, let me introduce myself. I am from Washington, D.C., and I'm 27 years old. If you like what you see as far as content, make sure that you subscribe, like this video before you finish, and share it on your favorite platforms. Enjoy the video. Today's video will be about a DC basketball star that was recently gunned down in Prince George's County. It's a lot, and I mean a lot, going on in the DMV area. All I can say is the MPD is on a shit this year. So if you out committing crimes, you out carjacking, you out doing some foolishness, some things that you ain't got no business, you're gonna get caught. That's just what's going on nowadays. The Falcon helicopter is like that. DC basketball legend Andrew Washington was gunned down on the early morning of Saturday, January the 10th. According to lots of people that knew the victim personally, say that particular weekend was his birthday weekend. I assume he and his friend partook in the DMV nightlife, as a lot of folks do. Adams Morgan, U Street, DuPont Circle, Georgetown, things like that. After drinking and celebrating, things took a horrible turn. The two men, Andrew, age 40, and Kyler Jr., age 36, were sitting in Andrew's parked car when they started arguing. And of course, from arguing, it progressed to a physical altercation between the two men. From arguing to throwing punches, there can only be one winner, and sadly, in the DMV, nobody wants to lose. These young guys don't even scrap no more. They don't fight, it's just shooting. But it always ends just like this. 36-year-old Kyler Jr. shot Andrew Washington multiple times, and he passed before police and paramedics even got there. Kyler Jr. sustained a gunshot injury from this whole ordeal, and the detectives investigating this case believe that he shot himself in the midst of shooting Andrew Washington. Kyler Jr. wandered into a quiet neighborhood shortly after the shooting. He began ringing doorbells and knocking on doors, trying to get somebody to call the police. A person's Ring doorbell camera captured him knocking and asking for help.
Hello? Yeah. Can you please help me, man? What's up? Can you call 911 the police, please, man? I will. Please, man.
Visibly, we can see that he has a huge black eye. So we know who won the fight. The way I see it is, Andrew Washington probably got the best of him in the argument and in the physical fight. But from this clip alone, a lot of people were like, he seems sad or sorry about it. He might not have meant to do it. All of these excuses just because he's asking for somebody to call the police for him. Just because he seems sad or whatever folks assume doesn't make him less guilty. And in my opinion, if he would have came up to the doors and instantly been talking about his friend then got shot and he got shot. He could have made this whole other story and included his friend as like this could have been a possible drive by or whatever. But he was only asking for help for him. Even if he had just slightly mentioned Andrew and mentioned my friend, then I would have felt something else. You know what I mean? But I don't feel how everybody else feels about this. I would have thought that he was at least slightly remorseful, but the fact that he's just asking for help for himself, it says a lot. Police probably had to put it together themselves that these two crime scenes was linked together, where they found Kyler Jr. at versus where they found Andrew Washington at. He probably wasn't saying shit about Andrew. He probably ain't want them to link it. So, a lot of times to keep somebody alive, we don't necessarily have to keep going back to the murder or the demise or this. We can talk about the good times. We can talk about what they've accomplished. We can talk about Andrew Washington made his impact in the district in his early 20s. He played at the University of Delaware before going on to play in tournaments across the country as well as overseas. He played ball on the court of Berry Farms Rec Center in Southeast DC, and most notably, he played for One's Basketball League, founded by former NBA player Tracy McGrady. He leaves behind a daughter, a sister, and a mother. As far as 36-year-old Kyler Jr. goes, he has been charged with first and second degree murder and other related charges that will be revealed shortly. My conclusion goes as follows. There is a lot that I can say about this case. The number one thing that we have to discuss is jealousy. If somebody is jealous of you back in the day, it could be a high school days, elementary school days, and y'all get older. Shit, they might have been jealous of who you were or who you became or how you never let yourself fall off. They could be jealous of what you've acquired over the years versus them. You cannot hang around people that are not on your level mentally, physically, and it's not necessarily a fact that somebody is beneath you, but that type of anger and jealousy, it comes out when those added factors come into play, like drinking and doing substances like weed or whatever. People's true feelings come out when they're inebriated. So what Kyler Jr. has said about Andrew to other people, he is now saying to Andrew himself, because he has this added confidence, this boost of adrenaline. Another thing that I see with this is it's important. It's important to have like a group outing, and then when that's over, just going on about your way. Because a lot of times, if it's more than two people and something like this happens, it can be extinguished before it even gets too bad. Being in a group and this happening is far better than being just me and you. And a lot of things can happen with that. Let's say Andrew was Kyler Jr.'s ride home. Well, after y'all get into it, and let's say it didn't get physical, but y'all done said some disrespectful shit to each other. Okay. That would mean that Kyler Jr. being so inebriated will have to figure out his own ride home. And that might or might not be, you know, possible. So you can't really party with everybody. You can't really, even if it's your birthday weekend and it's um you're celebrating something for you. Some people get jealous of the slightest things. You might have things going on in your life, but if you smiling like you ain't got no worries and you vibing, somebody might be jealous of that because they can't get to that level of happiness right now. And also, we gotta normalize going home. You know what I mean? I think that it's in DC culture to hang out, and especially after the club let out and all that, just to hang out and linger around and sit in a car. But it's 2024. Motherfuckers is carjacking. You can die from carbon monoxide. It could be a drive-by shooting or somebody that come up and just kill you and rob you. You know what I'm saying? A lot happens in cars and in the DMV. So I just would advise everybody, even if you drove to a place, park your car somewhere that you can and it won't get towed. And don't plan on going back to the car. Get you a ride from the club, get a Uber, get a Lyft, whatever, and go home. And I feel like it's a higher probability of us living to see another day. You could just tell by the way that Kyler Jr. looks versus Andrew. Kyler Jr., he's overweight. He's almost as old as Andrew, but he just looked frumpy. He looked frumpy. A lot of guys didn't let themselves go, and he looks like one of those that didn't let himself go. And it's a lot to be jealous of when you don't have it all together and you had the chance to fix it. 36 is not old, neither is 40. Now and only now is Kyler Jr. forced to better himself. I don't know what type of husband or what type of father he was, but anybody that's willing to take a father away from their child, anybody that's willing to take a son away from their mother and a brother away from their sister cannot and will not be considered a good person, a good father, a good husband, nothing. A lot of times with jealousy and when it gets to gunfire and gunplay, it's like they use the gun as a way to make the victim feel like nothing. They use that to gain some sort of power over the person that disrespected them or that they've envied for so long, thinking that that's going to stop their story. Andrew Washington solidified it himself. He solidified himself as a legend based on his work ethic and his ability as a basketball player. He will forever be known as that. Now, no matter what Kyler Jr. has accomplished, no matter, if he's had children and they've grown to have some sense, or, he's had a healthy marriage or not, the only thing that he will now be known for is being known for killing your friend, being so disloyal. And who wants that on their name? But again, he had a choice and he had many, many choices. And for y'all, I will be reacting to that interrogation. I will be finding it when it is available. And I will be looking at it and seeing what his angle is and how long they've been friends. I want to know it all. And I will be coming to you guys with updates on all that we need to know about this case. So without further ado, I will see y'all in my next video. Thank y'all so much for watching and tuning in. All right, y'all.